Hello and welcome to WASU 90.5 coverage of App State men's wrestling versus Campbell. There's going to be extremely great matchups tonight, so you're going to want to stay tuned through every second of this stream. We are starting at 149 pounds today. 2 minutes till action in the national anthem, and then introductions, and we'll get to the action. We're starting out 149 pounds today. For App State, starting Caden Kieser, redshirt sophomore from Winter, South Dakota. He has a record of 18-6, stepped up multiple times for the App State SoCon duels. He will be facing 149, Winton Dinkins. Winton Dinkins has a record of 27-10. So this is going to be an extremely exciting matchup there. Then 157 for App State, Jeremiah Price, redshirt freshman from State Road, North Carolina. He's going against Chris Ernest for Campbell. 165 pounds, you know the man. Number 7 ranked in the country, Will Miller from Helena, Alabama. He'll be facing Dom Baker, former NCAA qualifier and number 32 ranked wrestler in the country. Then 174 pounds, Luke Giuliano, 174 pounds. He's 29th ranked in the country from Powell, Ohio. He will be wrestling Riley Augustine. Then goes to 184, Logan Eller, redshirt freshman from Treon, Georgia. He'll be facing either Logan Heckert or Mike Slade. Logan Heckert has a record of 4-12, and Mike Slade has a record of 3-11. Then it goes to 197 pounds, Carson Floyd. He's number 29th ranked in the country for App State, junior from Mooresville, North Carolina. He'll be facing former NCAA qualifier Levi Hopkins, number 25 ranked in the country. Two big boys fighting. So that's going to be one heck of an exciting match. Then it goes to the true freshman matchup together for heavyweight. For App State, Stephen Moncherie, freshman from Middletown, New York. He'll be either facing Landon Sargent, but which I hear does have an injury, but we will see for sure. And he will be facing Landon Sargent or Caleb Wright. Caleb Wright has a record of 1-6. They're now introducing everyone here. Stephen Moncherie. I am rooting for him, and I have been throughout this whole schedule. Stephen Moncherie, he's a true freshman. He's undefeated in high school, going 42-0 his senior year of high school, and a New York State champ. In his true freshman season, he's 15-9. His season record, his dual record is 6-4. Logan Eller being introduced, but we will now find out his opponent, whether it's Logan Heckert or Mike Slade. And Levi Hopkins will go for Carson Floyd. Carson Floyd being introduced. He pinned his last opponent in the first 2 minutes of the match. He knows how to dominate, and he's very technical for his weight. Stephen Moncherie also getting a pin in his last match in the second period. Bryson Terrell being a redshirt freshman. For 125. He will be facing Anthony Moulton, who's 15-7 and number 20 ranked in the country. Then for 133, senior Chad Bellis from Bloomington, Illinois. He'll be facing Dominic Zaccone, who's 5-6. And Aldo Hernandez for 141, the last match of the evening. He'll be facing 141-pounder Shannon Hanna, number 23 ranked grad student in the country. And coach is also being introduced. But we will be going to the national anthem right now. So I'm going to mute myself up, go to the national anthem, and I'll go back with you for coverage. I'll see you soon. And we're back in action. After the national anthem, beautiful performance from a violin student player. Team captains for both, Will Miller and Chad Bellis being the captains for App State. And action should get started anytime. 149 pounds, we will start. Caden Keyser starts the night. Caden Keyser has a record of 18-6. He'll be going up against Wenton Dinkins for Campbell. Oh, wow. I've never seen this before. The App State crowd getting excited. They're booing the opposing wrestlers. They haven't done that all year. But it shows, we have an absolutely packed house tonight. I honestly can't see an empty seat. But we will be starting. Starting out aggressive. Dinkins shooting for an ankle. Very quick, but Keyser gets out of it. Both men going the tie-up. Keyser trying to snap down. Keyser staying low, but so is Dinkins. Keyser tries to snap down and circle, but both stay in front of each other. Keyser pressuring Dinkins on the outside of this mat right here. Both just going in the tie-up still. Fighting for inside head control. Keyser trying to get inside that tie-up. He's pressuring Dankins on the outside. Dankins trying to circle around to switch the table, but both will just enter the center of the mat. Both being incredibly aggressive, starting out this match strong. 2 minutes remaining in this first period. Keyser trying to snap down, but Dankins goes for the level change. Dankins is on all fours, staying low. Keyser trying to realize what to do here. But Keyser goes inside the tie-up, trying to snap down. Keyser goes for the outside ankle pick, and it doesn't work. It was very close. But Dankins has the takedown to circle around. But both men are standing up. It's 0-0 with 120 seconds remaining. Both in the middle of the mat, giving each other space. Dankins goes for a shot attempt. And Keyser goes on top. Campbell, Dankins goes for the shot attempt. Keyser trying to defend. And Campbell's Winton Dankins starts out first and gets the takedown on Caden Keyser. 3-0 with a minute remaining. Keyser just building his foundation here. Peeling the arm off the half. Trying to separate the hands to escape. Trying to circle around, and he gets his escape point. That's 3-1. 35 seconds remaining in this first period. Keyser looking to get his chance back. Trying to get his get back. Both in the center of the mat. Dankins goes for a shot attempt. But Keyser sprawls out. Stays in front. Both staying low. Staying in front of each other. Level changing. Dankins enters in the tie-up. 15 seconds remaining in this first period. Both in the tie-up. Dankins tries the level change. And the first period will end. And it's 3-1. Winton Dankins leading by 2. And App State will get the choice after Campbell defers, and they will choose bottom, and Keyser will go on bottom to try to get that escape point to make it 3-2. Second period starts. Keyser peeling off the arm again, trying to stand up. Dankins trying not to let Keyser go, but he does. Keyser gets out. Now it's 3-2. Keyser's only down by 1. A minute 45 seconds remaining in this second period. Dankins is staying low on all fours. Both in the tie-up. Keyser tries to go for the leg, but he stays up and resorts. Campbell's Winton Dankins goes for the duck under. Almost about to finish on Keyser. Keyser Granby rolls and tries to get out of it, but only puts him in a worse position, and that's the takedown. 6-2, a minute remaining. Keyser gets the escape point, now it's 6-3. Bentley going to Keyser saying, let's get this going. Get a takedown, get this going, be aggressive. You start out neutral in the middle of the mat after going out of bounds. About a minute remaining. Both going in the tie-up. Still 3-6. Campbell, Winton Dankins leading by 3. Keyser trying to find his shot. 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Keyser shoots for the single. He lets go the takedown. I don't know why he did. That's confusing. He was deep in there, but decided to just let go. 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Keyser back in the tie-up. Oh, wow. Keyser tried to snap down and shoot, but Campbell's Winton Dankins goes for the duck under again. And Winton Dankins trying to circle around on Keyser here for another takedown, but 5 seconds remaining. Keyser's trying not to let this point get to him, having the whizzer end. And that's the end of the second period. And it'll be Campbell's choice. And Campbell will choose to go on bottom. And App State will choose to go neutral and give Campbell's Winton Dinkins the free escape point to make it 7-3. Trying to snap down. Dinkins having the inside net control, but let go. Both going to center of the mat again. Keyser trying to find his shot in that tie-up, snapping Winton's down. Just constant pressure. Keyser tries to go for that outside single. Doesn't work. Both in front of each other. Both in the tie-up. Stalling warning will go to Campbell. 1:15 remaining. Keyser goes in the outside. Oh, no! Keyser went for the shot attempt. And Dinkins will flip Keyser on his back. And he will gain control. But the ref going to the other ref trying to call stalling, or the ref's looking over a call here. Okay. The referees are reviewing whether Winton Dinkins had near fall on the back while they were out of bounds, but is currently 10-3 with 1:11 remaining in this last period of this 149-pound matchup. But the ref's still reviewing whether he had near fall points. Both wrestlers going to their coaches, talking it out right here. All right, so the refs reviewed it. No near fall points, but there is a takedown. But they went out of bounds, and Keyser will start on bottom. Trying to turn this match around. Dinkins has the 10-3 lead. Dinkins trying to flat out Keyser. Keyser trying to get up. Dinkins picks him up and returns him to the mat. Keyser immediately gets back up again, tries to turn into Dinkins, but Dinkins flattens him out. Keyser goes for that Granby again, but still in the same place. Keyser grabbing the leg, trying to turn around. Keyser's trying to get up, and they will call stalling on Campbell's Winton Dinkins, and that'll give App State's Caden Keyser a free point. It is now 10-4 with 43 seconds remaining. And Dinkins will give him another escape point as they choose to go neutral. Currently 10-5, 43 seconds remaining in this last period of this 149 matchup between Caden Keyser and Winton Dinkins. Both in the center of the match. Dinkins tries to go for a low single, doesn't work. Keyser gets the leg, trying to finish it, trying to front trip, but doesn't work. Winton Dinkins going for this takedown defense. Keyser trying for this to work. He gets him. Keyser needs to make something fast happen. That's 8. He needs 2 quick points. He needs near fall. He's going to he lets him back up to try to take him down again. He has 5 seconds. He needs to hurry up and finish. But trying, and he will not get it. He'll get the last second takedown, but he won't win the match. And they'll get a 1-point riding time for Campbell. So that finishes 12-8. Caden Keyser loses by 4, and that puts Campbell on the board first. And that will be a regular decision, so that will be 3-0 starting for Campbell. 3-0 after Caden Keyser lost a close battle to Winton Dinkins for Campbell. And 157 pounds, Jeremiah Price facing against Chris Ernest for Campbell. Price is eager to get on this mat. Both wrestlers have some type of hand tape on their hands. And they'll start. Both going in the tie-up very early. Price trying to snap Ernest down. Ernest goes for the duck under, but doesn't work. Price doesn't fall for it. Price tries to circle around, get the single, and he gets the takedown. That's 3-0 starting for Jeremiah Price, starting out strong and aggressive. Price on top, trying to work a half, trying to flip Ernest over, trying to flatten him out. Ernest trying to build a bridge back up and trying, but Price is relentless on the top control. Price trying to flatten him out. Price trying not to let him back down. Price tries to go for a cradle. He was on his back. Ernest was on his back for a split second, but John Mark Bentley excited with Jeremiah Price and his performance here so far. It is still 3-0. They go out of bounds, and they go in the center. They will go on bottom. Campbell, Chris Ernest will start on bottom, and Jeremiah Price for App State will start on top. Price starting out strong with the takedown within the first minute. Price trying to flatten out Ernest. Ernest tries to stand up. Price trying to stand him up, and he slams him back down to the mat, and they will go out of bounds. John Mark Bentley going to Price, saying, use your hips, go to the side, get your strength, bring him back down where you're still inside, and he's on his back. Bentley knows how to coach these young wrestlers. And they will go out of bounds, and Price will start on top again. Campbell's Chris Ernest tries to get up. Price trying to go to the hip, like John Mark Bentley said. And Chris Ernest goes for the Granby roll right after the ground attempt. And that's an escape point for Chris Ernest. Now 3-1. They'll start back up again in the middle in neutral. Minute 40 remaining in this first period. Price in the tie up here, trying to snap down Ernest. Ernest goes for his own shot attempt. Price tries to circle around, but he stays in front in the tie up, trying to get inside wrist control. Campbell tries for a level change. Price has that inside headlock in the chin and the arm, trying to do something with it. And if only had a little bit more space, Price almost had the takedown. But they go out of bounds. And they'll start back neutral. The refs talking to each other about a decision, but they'll start back up in the neutral. Quick talk. They'll go back. Price initiates the tie-up. Price almost had the duck under on him too, but it didn't work. Both in the center. Price has that head and arm, that front headlock. Price trying to finish that front head and arm. 40 seconds remaining in this first period. Price trying to circle around. Price trying to get that locked in there, trying to finish. 30 seconds remaining. The ref's going to Price, saying they need to work. Price in the inside tie-up, fighting for wrist control. 17 seconds remaining. Both in the center of the mat. Both in this headlock and the tie-up. 5 seconds remaining. Price tries to go for the pressure. Staying with that head and neck control. First period has ended. Go to the second. Campbell defers, goes to App State, and App State will choose to go on bottom. Jeremiah Price will start on bottom here at the start of the second period, trying to get that escape point. Campbell, Chris Ernest trying to leg ride here to make it harder for Price to get out. Leg riders, they are annoying to deal with. I've had my fair share of dealing with. Campbell, Chris Ernest needs to worry about getting too high. Ernest trying to work that spladle. Ernest has that leg ride in. He has that leg deep in there. Price trying not to go too high for that spladle. The refs are probably going to call stalling soon if Chris Ernest doesn't do anything. Ernest trying to work for that spladle hard. Price trying to get those legs out. Ernest being way too high. John Mark Bentley trying to persist that there's so much stalling happening here. Price almost out. He gets his head out and gets the reversal. That's 2. Makes it 5-1 with 45 seconds remaining. Price going for his own leg riding. He says, you want to leg ride me? I'll show you how annoying it is to get my 2 legs in. I've fed it to year 1. Price flattening him out, trying to work that half, trying to get some near fall points here. Price has it 8-1, 30 seconds remaining. Price is high up. He needs to make sure he's not too high. Campbell's Chris Ernest trying to put Price, trying to shake him off. Price is a little too high. He needs to watch it out. Campbell's Chris Ernest trying to shake Price off, and Price almost gets reversed on, but he get the escape point at the very last second. It is 5-2. The scoreboard had a little bit of a mix-up. They said it was 8 on there. I don't know where they got that, but I was just trusting the scoreboard. But it is 5-2. Chris Ernest for Campbell will start on bottom to try to get an escape point. But Jeremiah Price is going to try to control him here, try not to give away some careless points. Ernest tries to stand up. Price brings him back down to the mat. And he's trying, and he goes out of bounds, and the crowd is calling for a stalling point, but they're not giving it. The ref's going to Campbell, to Rustler, saying, dude, I don't want to call stalling here, but if this happens again, gonna have to. This whole stadium is kind of collective on stalling here. Caden Keyser even trying to go to the ref saying that he's stalling. Campbell's kind of goes for the Granby roll. Ernest goes for the Granby roll and gets the escape point. It is now 5-3. Price leading by 2. Both men in the tie-up here. Price has the low ankle, trying to finish, trying to rise high and higher. Price trying to finish. Ernest just trying to go out of bounds here, getting Price whizzer. Refs say no points yet. And they will go neutral as Price is very close with the takedown, but they go out of bounds. I'm very surprised the ref has not called stalling here. Both go in the tie-up, trying to fight for wrist control and head side neck control. Campbell, Chris Ernest, deep on a takedown. Price tries to flip Campbell, Chris Ernest over. Price being very close. Price has his leg now. Chris Ernest trying to circle around and get his leg out. Price, all he needs to do is just keep that leg. Don't let that leg go. And they stop. And they'll call stalling, and they'll restart at neutral. That was looking kind of scary for Price there, but he defended it well, grabbed Chris Ernest's own leg. Now 12 seconds remaining. All Price needs to do, not allow any points here. Price in the inside tie-up. 5 seconds remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. Campbell tries to get that 3, and they call it. That's 3. That's last second. Price loses by 1 at the last second. John Mark Bentley's pissed. He's mad. And that's upsetting for Price. Price was leading that whole time and left a last second takedown there. And the refs are reviewing whether the takedown was there. But Price was on his back. But also looked like Price kind of had a leg in there. But they're trying to see if they had total and full control. If they don't get this takedown, Price wins. But this will backfire if this decision's overturned. Because Chris Ernest went to the crowd, was taunting him, saying that he won. But if this takedown is reversed, this place is going to erupt. And Price, 9 seconds away of control time from having a control point. And even if he did get that takedown, he had a minute control time, he would have tied it up. But refs still going over. Looks like they have their decision. After further review, there's no takedown. Yeah. And wow. Chris Ernest, karma bites back. Karma bites back for Chris Ernest. Chris Ernest, after that takedown attempt, went to the crowd in the student section, thumbs down. But the student section, after the takedown attempt, did it right back. That's why you don't get cocky in these situations. And now the team score is tied up 3-3. Jeremiah Price defends the takedown after all. And now we'll go to the match we've all been waiting for. 165 pounds, number 7 ranked in the country, Will Miller for App State. He'll be going up against another ranked wrestler, Dominic Baker, number 32 ranked in the country for Campbell. I can tell my voice is going to be gone tomorrow, but I'm not complaining. This is exciting. Will Miller needs some big points on the boards here. The match starts. Miller going in the tie-up. Tries to circle around. Miller initiating the tie-up. Miller tries the level change, but they separate. Baker goes for a shot fake, but Miller sprawls. Miller almost getting snapped down. Miller fighting for wrist control and inside tie-up. Miller separating, going back in the middle. Baker staying low. Goes back in the tie-up. Miller tries to circle around Baker, but Baker stays in front. Baker goes for a shot attempt, but Miller defends it. Baker was close, but Miller's takedown defense is impeccable. Ref going to the referees, trying to make something happen. Miller goes for a shot attempt, but it's defended. 1:25 remaining in this first period. both in the tie-up in the center of the mat. Baker goes for his shot attempt, but Miller defends it. Both in the tie-up still. 1 minute remaining, still 0-0. Miller in the tie-up here. Baker goes for another shot fake, but Miller sprawls immediately, taking no chances. 45 seconds remaining. Both fighting for wrist control, trying to find any opening. Both go to the center of the mat. Miller trying to make something happen in this tie-up. Tries to circle around Baker. Baker goes for a shot attempt, but Miller sprawls again. Miller's reaction time is pretty fast. 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Ten seconds remaining, both still in the tie-up. Miller trying to snap down. And that's the end of the first period. John Mark Bentley going to Will Miller, telling him to get going, make something happen. App State defers the decision to Campbell, and Campbell will choose to go neutral. Both go back in the tie-up, Campbell initiating. Minute 40 remaining. Miller tries for an outside single, doesn't work. Both are still in front of each other in this tie-up. Miller tries to go for that single. He was almost deep in there, but he lets it go. Still in front of each other. A minute remaining in the second period. Well, still in the tie-up. Will separates. Baker goes for a double leg attempt. Miller separates. Miller has an underhook in. And both stay neutral. Still 0-0, 40 seconds remaining in this second period. Miller trying to get that inside control, but he separates, trying to get this match back in the center of this mat. Miller initiates the tie-up. Baker tries to snap down Miller, but Miller stays in front. It's short time. 10 seconds remaining. Miller trying to fight for something. Inside neck control. Trying to fight for wrist control, and that'll expire the second period. Still 0-0. And App State chooses to go bottom. Will Miller trying to get that escape point. Will Miller will start on bottom at the start of this third period, trying to get the first points on the board. Miller trying to stand up. Baker resorts and tries to exchange it back to a single leg. Will Miller escapes, gets the escape point. Baker trying to finish a takedown, but he gets the whizzer and goes out of bounds. And they'll go back to neutral as Miller gets the escape point. Miller deep in that single leg. Miller very close to finish it. Picks him up, brings it back down to the mat. Baker still has that whizzer. Miller trying to circle by. Miller's trying. But refs looking, refs looking very close to see if Don Baker's on his back, and he is. But no near fall points. He counted one. Refs still say not a takedown, but Miller's deep in there, and he gets the takedown. That makes it 4-0 with a minute remaining in this last period. Will Miller on top, trying to stay that control. Miller puts a leg in. Campbell tries to go for a Granby roll again, but it doesn't work. Campbell loves to go for these Granby rolls. Will Miller leg riding. And Campbell's wrestler not really doing anything. And they'll call stalling on him as Will Miller points it out, and he's still not doing anything. 25 seconds remaining in this clock. Third last period. Miller on top. Don Baker still not really doing anything. He's trying to get out a little bit, but he's mostly just planking. And I think he's resorted to a loss here. Will Miller staying on top. These last seconds remaining. And that, it is a decision win for Will Miller to make the team score 6-3. And Will Miller getting the action done in the last period after first two periods of just hand fighting and fighting for control. He gets the takedown in the last minute and gets the win for App State to make the team score 6-3. And next up, number 29 ranked wrestler in the nation, number 174 pounds, Luke Giuliano for App State. He'll be wrestling Riley Augustine. Luke Giuliano has a record of 20-7 this season. There's been a lot of great matchups today. Exciting on both ends of the floor. Both teams are still in it. Luke Giuliano being introduced here. This match about to start any second. They shake hands and they'll start. Augustine initiating the tie-up. Both still in the tie-up. Fighting for control. Augustine making sure he's low, touching his left arm to the floor at all times. Both in the center of the mat, trying to fight for control. Don't see any openings. Both are in front of each other. Giuliano staying low. Both wrestlers trying to match each other's distance to the ground. Still both in the center. Giuliano trying to grab a wrist. Giuliano grabs the single, trying to finish. He grabs the ankle, and he gets it. That's 3. 3-0 for Giuliano. Giuliano puts in a leg. Trying to work that reverse half to flip him over. Campbell trying to shake off Giuliano, trying to make sure, trying to get out. But Giuliano needs to make sure he's not too high. He almost made that last second mistake. Jeremiah Price did, but of course Price did recover. Giuliano trying to work that half. The crowd calling for stalling here for Campbell. Giuliano trying to work something. He's trying to work the half, but Campbell's Riley Augustine just staying on bottom. Giuliano gets that half, trying to flip over Augustine. He's inches away. Ref not calling the near fall yet. And he's starting to. And that's 4 points near fall for Giuliano. Giuliano on top with both legs in. Giuliano flattening out Augustine. Giuliano trying to work the same thing, get that half. Basically, this whole gym is trying to call for stalling here on Campbell's Riley Augustine here. Giuliano trying to work, but Giuliano not really doing anything. 5 seconds remaining, and they'll call a stalling on Riley Augustine, and that's the end of the first period. Giuliano starting out strong, 7-0, getting a takedown and 4 near fall points. And they'll call blood time on Campbell. Luke Giuliano's a wrestler, where in these types of matchups for the school, where everything is just so close, he always comes in clutch, and he always tries his hardest to hit some points for App State. I don't think Giuliano has lost home matches here. I think every time we've had a match here in Varsity Gym, he has won. And hopefully he can still keep that up tonight. And Giuliano will choose to go on bottom for the start of the second period. Giuliano keeping his base. Trying to get up. Augustine trying to go for that side cradle. Giuliano keeping his base while on bottom. Augustine trying to work. Giuliano, Granby rolls, and he gets that escape point. He retaliates immediately. He gets that double leg. He's trying to circle around. But Augustine grabs a leg and almost puts Giuliano on his back, but he recovers. Giuliano trying to finish here. Giuliano deep. Augustine has that leg. If Augustine lets go, Giuliano has that takedown. Giuliano circles around and he gets that takedown. It's 11-0. Giuliano with a minute remaining in the second period. It's 11-0. Giuliano with complete domination. All Giuliano needs is a 4-point near fall and he gets that tech. Giuliano having both legs in again, trying to work that half. Giuliano trying to fight for wrist control. I'm telling you guys, this whole crowd is pretty much just keeps on putting their fist up for stalling. But the ref's not even paying attention. The ref's giving multiple warnings to Campbell, but Riley Augustine not doing anything. And they call for stalling, but no points are given. And Augustine will start on bottom again, and the refs keep on telling Augustine to keep trying to work something while he's on bottom. And looks like Augustine was trying to wipe his nose, saying they were blood. Augustine trying to Granby roll, but Giuliano's there. He gets the near fall and the refs don't call the near fall. The refs don't give him any near fall points, surprisingly. That at least looked like a 2. At the start of this third period, Campbell will choose to go on top here to try to get that control pin. But Giuliano, he's a tough wrestler in this third period. This is where he shines. And Giuliano gets the diamond on his back for that escape point. That makes it 12-0. They start back to neutral. Both still in the tie-up. Trying to fight for wrist control. Giuliano tries to fight for a takedown, but Augustine fights for his own takedown. Giuliano trying to defend. Giuliano trying to circle around, but Augustine has that arm in. Giuliano trying to flip Augustine around. And the refs will call a potentially dangerous, and they'll go back to neutral. As Giuliano was about to circle around and get that takedown, they call it potentially dangerous. Giuliano tries to go for that takedown again, and that's 3! It's over! Giuliano comes in clutch for the 15-0 win. He gets the tech fall, and that makes the score 12-3. Giuliano coming in clutch for his last home match of the season. And excuse me, that's 11-3. As the tech fall is 5 points. I misread. And Giuliano gets another win at home here in Varsity Gym. And now Logan Eller, redshirt freshman for App State, going up against Mike Slade. Logan Eller going in. Eller trying to start out strong, but so is Campbell. Campbell trying to go for a lat drop. Eller trying to fight the lat drop, but he's defending it pretty well. They separate. Eller pressuring Slade. Eller trying to fight for that wrist control. Both wrestlers go back in the center of this mat. Eller tries to go for a shot, goes for a level change, and they send her back up for neutral in the middle of the mat. Both wrestlers still in neutral. Slade goes for a takedown attempt. Eller goes for that front headlock, but resorts to the underhook. Eller trying to be careful here, and Slade's headpiece goes off, and they switch out headgear. Yeah, we got Yosef up here. Great fist bump, Yosef. Good old fist bump from Yosef. Love to see it. But we start back out in this match in the neutral after Slade's headgear came off. Both fighting for inside net control in the tie-up. Less than a minute remaining in this first period. Eller tries to go for a shot attempt, but Slade sprawls. Eller trying to circle around, find something, trying to find an opening. Both still in the tie-up. Fighting for control. 15 seconds remaining. Five seconds remaining in this first period. And Campbell will decide. They defer, but App State deferred to them, and they will choose bottom. Eller goes on top. Eller trying to flatten out Slade. Slade trying to get up. Eller trying to mat return, and he tried for that front trip. And Slade being close to getting that reversal, and he gets it. That's 2 for Slade. Campbell on the scoreboard in this matchup, 2-0. Eller gets the escape point. Now 2-1. Both in the center, still in the tie-up. Eller trying to fight for some wrist control here in the tie-up. A minute remaining in the second period. Slade for Campbell leading 2-1. Eller tries to go for a shot attempt, and Slade tries to arm drag around, but Eller circles around and they face each other in the center of the mat. Still 2-1. 30 seconds remaining in this second period. Eller still trying to fight for wrist control. Eller. Oh no! Eller got lat dropped by Slade. Eller's on his back, and he gets the pin. And Logan Eller gets pinned in Varsity Gym. And that will make it 9-11. App State as a team still leading by 2. And now we will go to 197. Oh, never mind. It is intermission, but the next match is going to be exciting. 197, Carson Floyd for App State, number 29 ranked in the country. He'll be going up against Campbell's Levi Hopkins, number 25 ranked in the country. Levi Hopkins is a former NCAA qualifier. So we are going to intermission. Thank you, everyone, for your support so far, but stay tuned for an exciting second half. Thank you so much. I'm Great Dane Maggard, and I'll see you in the second half. Welcome back to WASU 90.5 coverage of App State men's wrestling versus Campbell. After the first half of this duel, the team score is 11-9. And up next, to start off the second half, we have 197 pounds Carson Floyd, number 29 ranked wrestler in the country. He'll be facing former NCAA qualifier Levi Hopkins, 25 ranked in the country. Carson Floyd being introduced. For a wrestler, Carson Floyd does have a pretty good physique. He'll be starting back out. First period starts. Floyd being aggressive. Floyd pressuring hard to Hopkins. Hopkins having two underhooks right here. Floyd trying to go down for a single, but with those underhooks in by Hopkins, it's going to be hard to do. Floyd gets out of there, still 0-0, 2 minutes remaining. Floyd tries to go for that 2-on-1 again, but doesn't work. Hopkins has Floyd's wrist. Floyd trying to get it out of there. They separate. Floyd trying to defend the takedown from Hopkins. And they'll give to 3 to Levi Hopkins after a failed shot attempt from Carson Floyd. Floyd gets out. That's 1. Floyd retaliates back in his own takedown attempt. Floyd deep in it. Hopkins grabbing Carson Floyd's ankle from the back. Floyd going out the back gates. Floyd going out the back gates between the legs, trying to finish. Floyd trying to finish. Floyd grabbing the hip to Hopkins. Floyd trying to circle around, but another takedown for Levi Hopkins. That's 6-1. Floyd trying to get up, but Hopkins is just keeping him at bottom. Hopkins trying to work that cross-face cradle. Hopkins trying to flatten out Floyd, and he does. 5 seconds remaining. Hopkins trying to flip Floyd over for some last-minute near fall points, but it doesn't work. It is 6-1. Carson Floyd is down by 5. Floyd starting out this match aggressive, but Hopkins has defended takedowns very well. But every time Floyd is deep in a takedown, Hopkins just completely flips the situation. Floyd trying to leg right here, trying to flip Hopkins. Hopkins has 2 for a reversal. Trying to bring Floyd out back to the mat. Trying to pick Floyd back up. They will go out of bounds. And Hopkins has the reversal to make it 8-1. And there is a challenge block on the floor. Let's see what they review it for. Like App State challenged. All right, App State is challenging the reversal. Trying to challenge that Levi Hopkins to not have total control of Carson Floyd. Carson Floyd's pretty gassed. He's on his butt here, trying to get some breathing going in. Refs still reviewing on what's happening here. The referees are challenging to see if Levi Hopkins had the reversal on Carson Floyd before going out of bounds. With the reversal, it is 8-1, Levi Hopkins leading. Floyd trying to catch his breath while Hopkins is up on his feet. The refs being very careful with their decision here. As if Levi Hopkins gets a couple more points, that can make it to a major decision. And a major decision has a 1-point difference. A regular decision is just 3 points. And a major decision is 4 points, as if a major decision, if you have more than 7 points than your opponent, you get 4 instead of 3 for your team. But the match was stopped in a 1 minute and 21 seconds in the second period. With the reversal, it's 8-1. And the refs have made their decision. Trying to see what it is. And the call is confirmed, as it was a reversal, the refs say, and the score will stay 8-1. And Floyd will start on bottom here in the center of the mat. With a minute and 20 seconds remaining in this second period. Floyd tries to get up to separate. Floyd trying to fight off the takedown attempt, but Floyd reverses himself and gets a reversal. Makes it 8-3. And they'll start back in the center of the mat with Hopkins starting on bottom. Hopkins will start on bottom and Floyd will start on top. Floyd trying to break down Hopkins. Floyd brings Hopkins back down to the mat. Hopkins trying to butt scoot his way out. Floyd trying to flatten out Hopkins again. Floyd trying to get a leg in, working the tie up. Oh no, Carson Floyd tried to go for a standing cradle, and Levi Hopkins goes for a reversal, and that's 11-3. "15 seconds remaining. And that is the end of the second period. And Floyd gets the decision, and they will go on bottom. Floyd is down 11-3 to Campbell's Levi Hopkins. Carson trying to separate the hands to get out. Floyd Granby rolls to try to escape, but Levi Hopkins is there. And they'll call stalling. But no one will get a warning or a point here. But Floyd will start out on bottom again with 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining. Score being 10-3. Floyd trying to get out of there, trying to break open those hands. Hopkins trying to return Floyd back to the mat. Stall warning on Campbell. 1 point will be given to Floyd. And that's 2 for Floyd, making it 6-10. 1 minute remaining in this last period. Floyd needs some near fall points to tie this match up. Floyd trying to half and bring Levi Hopkins to his back. .30 seconds remaining. Refs going to Hopkins, saying to stop stalling. 20 seconds remaining. Another stalling. And that's another point for Carson Floyd. 10 seconds remaining in this match. 7-10. Floyd needs something here. Floyd's trying. And Campbell's Levi Hopkins will get the close win. The regular decision. Levi Hopkins gets the win by 10-7. And that'll put a decision. And that'll put Campbell up in the team score 12-11. And now it's the heavyweight time. Stefan Moncherie will be facing Caleb Wright, who's 1-6. Actually, it's Landon Sargent. I was told Landon Sargent was injured, but he will end up wrestling. Stefan Moncherie came up in clutch in the close match against Presbyterian. Match about to start up any second here. Moncherie going in the tie-up, but they separate. Initiates the tie-up again. Moncherie reverses it and tries to put Landon Sargent on his back, but he defended that takedown well. He was close to putting Sargent on his back, but Sargent recovered and stands back up. Both in the tie-up here. Moncherie separates from that tie-up. Both in the center of the mat, tying up. trying to fight for underhooks and wrist control. Both still in the tie-up. A minute, 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Moncherie getting some fakes, but both still in front of each other. One minute remaining in the first period, still 0-0. Landon Sargent initiating the tie-up. .35 seconds remaining in this first period. Moncherie initiates the tie-up. Referee going to the wrestlers, say to make something happen. 20 seconds remaining. Moncherie tries to go for a last-second takedown, but it doesn't work. Sargent stalls it. And App State defers the decision to Campbell, and Campbell will choose to go on bottom. And Moncherie will be on top for App State. Still 0-0. Sargent trying to fight for that escape point. Sargent standing up, starting out strong. Moncherie lets him out. Sargent now leading 1-0. Moncherie has that underhook in. The crowd telling Moncherie to trust his shot. A minute 25 remaining in this second period. Moncherie trying to find his opening. Both just hand fighting here. Moncherie tries to go for the double. Has that front headlock. Trying to circle around, but it doesn't work. Sargent stalls it. He goes immediately for another double leg, but Sargent defends it again. Moncherie being very close to those takedowns. Don't try to slam my big boy, because he'll get it back. Sargent tries to lat drop Moncherie, and it doesn't work. Moncherie gets the takedown with 40 seconds remaining. 3-1. Moncherie leads by 3. Moncherie on top. Trying to work. Moncherie getting wrist control for Sargent. Sargent on bottom. Sargent tries to Granby roll, but Moncherie snubs it, and Moncherie remains on top. Moncherie switches to the right side, trying to flip over in last seconds, but Moncherie will stay on top with wrist control. And Moncherie flips the tables, makes it 3-1. Last second. And now it is the last period of this heavyweight matchup. Moncherie will start on bottom, trying to get that escape point. Moncherie trying to stand up, but he gets up, gets that escape point, makes it 4-1. A minute 45 seconds remaining in this last period. Moncherie initiating the tie-up. Moncherie gets the blast double, and he gets it. Another three for Moncherie. Moncherie lets Sargent back up. Moncherie trying to initiate that tie-up again. Snaps down Sargent, has that headlock. He has that underhook now. Moncherie trying to work that snap down again. He defends that takedown, trying to circle himself for his own, and he gets that takedown! It's 10-2. If he keeps it here, it doesn't allow any points. It'll be a major decision. But if Moncherie can get him on his back, this could be huge. Moncherie on top. Moncherie has short time here. Moncherie trying to work that half. Ref's going to Landon Sargent for some stalling. And that time expires, and Moncherie comes in clutch again for another Varsity Gym home win. And that'll be 11-2 as they call stalling for a last-second point. And Stephan Moncherie gets the huge major decision. And now the team score is now 15-12. App State leading by 3 as a team. Next up, we go from heavyweight to shortest weight. 125 pounds for App State, Bryson Terrell. He'll be wrestling Anthony Moulton, who's 15-7, and he's the 20th ranked wrestler in the 125-pound weight class. But they will start Bryson Terrell. About to start up back again, and he starts. Terrell, both men still being aggressive. Terrell in the tie-up, separates. Moulton tries to circle around Terrell, but it's not going to work. Moulton has 2 underhooks in. It's a bad position for Terrell. Terrell trying to defend these underhooks here. And he's separated from those underhooks. Terrell trying to fight for his own control on the clinch. Terrell still in this tie-up here. They're both in the center of the match, still in the tie-up. Terrell separates. Moulton tries to level change and snap Terrell down. Moulton has that underhook again. 45 seconds remaining in this first period. Both wrestlers trying to get those first points of the match. 35 seconds remaining. Terrell has that 2-on-1. Trying to make something happen with it. And he shoos him by. Tries to go for that takedown, but he was extremely close. Terrell had that 2-on-1. Tried to shoo Moulton by. 10 seconds remaining in this first period. Terrell trying to snap down Moulton. And Terrell talking with John Mark Bentley about that 2-on-1. And App State, after the defer, will choose to go on bottom. Bryson Terrell will go on bottom. Terrell tries to stand up immediately. Terrell trying to break open that grip of the arms, staying in his base. Terrell trying to break open that arm control, and he does. He gets that escape point, and that's the first points of the match. Terrell leading 1-0. A minute 30 in the second period. And they go back in the middle of the match after a stoppage, but it stops back again. A minute 20 seconds remaining. Both in front of each other, trying to fight in the hand. Both hand fighting. Terrell trying to get that 2-on-1 again, as he almost had success on it last time. He had it, trying to go for a single. Tries to go for that fireman single. And he does. He's close to getting it. Moulton, Granby rolls, and Terrell gets the takedown. Now 4-0. 45 seconds remaining. Terrell trying to get that reverse half. Cross-facing. Gets that reverse. Terrell trying a multitude of things on top, trying not to get that stalling. But Terrell on top, trying to work something. Moulton is on bottom. And they have stopped for blood time in Campbell's. Anthony Moulton will have blood time here. So he'll get a chance to breathe for a second. Seems like those cross faces that Bryson Terrell was working on gave Moulton a nosebleed. And Moulton will start on bottom again. And it starts as Moulton tries to get up, doing a Granby roll, almost working, but Terrell goes back, goes for another Granby roll, but Terrell maintains, goes for a third Granby roll to try to escape, but he doesn't. Terrell will stay in control at the end of the second period. And Campbell will choose to go neutral here in hopes for a takedown. Terrell leading 4-0 at the start of the third period. Campbell still in the center of the mat. Hand fighting. Terrell being very close. And Terrell gets taken down. Terrell still leading 4-3. Terrell gets that escape point. Oh, nope. Terrell tried to get out of there, and Moulton was kind of letting him. Thought he got that escape point, went back down, but the rest didn't give it to him. They just go out of bounds and start again. Terrell still leading by 4-3. Terrell leading by 1. And Terrell gets that escape point. Moulton tries to go for another takedown to try to lead. 1 minute remaining. Moulton ducks under, gets that takedown, and Terrell trying to escape with his own Granby rolls. Terrell trying to break open that grip. Terrell trying to break open that grip with any means. Terrell Granby rolls, and they go out of bounds. Terrell is down by 1. Anthony Moulton leads 6-5. And they'll give an escape point to Terrell leading 6-6. Moulton tries to go for another takedown. Both fighters, both wrestlers trying to go get some points here. Moulton has 2 underhooks in. Moulton tries to go for a lat drop, doesn't work. Moulton goes back to the center of the mat. 20 seconds remaining. Both wrestlers desperately need a takedown point or any type of point here. 5 seconds remaining. And that's the end of the 3rd period, and we'll go to overtime. It is 6-6. I wonder why Campbell gave Terrell that free escape point, where he could have just stayed on top, worked something, trying not to get some stalling. But before this overtime starts, they'll give some blood time to Moulton again. Both will start neutral. They're trying to clean up blood on the mat here. Ref pointing it out to the health assistant. And this overtime will start. Moulton tries to go for that takedown. Oh, no takedown. Is that a takedown? Will the refs give it yet? No takedown yet. Terrell. And they'll give the 3. And that's the end of the match. Overtime. Terrell tried to go for a lat drop himself, and that'll end it in overtime. And that'll go to decision, and now it's 15-all, tied for the team score. And now we'll go to Chad Bellis versus Dominic Zaccone. And Dominic Zaccone will not be wrestling tonight. The NCAA qualifier will sit out, and they'll give it to Logan Heel. And Chad Bellis being introduced, the senior, in his last home match of the season, possibly of his career. Bellis was ranked in the RPI rankings but has since been out. Bellis, both in the center of the mat. Heel initiates the clinch. Still in the tie-up. Bellis trying to snap heel down. Heel has Bellis's wrist. Bellis going for that front headlock. But Bellis trying to get that wrist back. Bellis snuffs the takedown. Bellis trying to work. Bellis hand fighting here inside the clinch. Fighting for wrist control. Bellis goes for a shot attempt. He removes it to the double. Trying to finish. Bellis still grabbing onto that leg, trying to finish. Heel grabbing onto Bellis's legs and hips to try to stop him from circling around. Bellis trying to finish that takedown attempt, picking heel up. And Bellis takes heel down after standing straight up and puts him back down to the mat, making it 3-0. A minute remaining in this first period. Heel tried a Granby roll there. Campbell loves that Granby roll. I think I've seen every single wrestler for Campbell use it in their match. I'm not even kidding. 35 seconds remaining. Bellis lets heel go for that escape point. App State coach is not happy. 30 seconds remaining. Bellis leading 3-1. Bellis grabs that leg again, but lets it go as heel grabbed the whizzer, and Bellis trying not to make any last-second mistakes while he still has the lead. 5 seconds remaining. And that'll be the end of the first period. App State will defer the decision to Campbell. And Campbell's Logan Heel chooses to go bottom to try to get that escape point to make it 3-2. Campbell tries to Granby roll again, but Bellis still there. Bellis trying to flatten out heel, using that trip. Matt returns him and slams him back down to the mat. Heel, Granby rolls again, but this time it works. And he'll get that reversal. Bellis almost on his back and almost getting pinned. But Bellis gets reversed. Now 3-3 all. A minute 30 remaining. Bellis on his back, but he goes back to his stomach. Bellis gets up to make it 4-3. And they put the challenge block down to see if they had any near fall there. And it's confirmed. The challenge will be that Campbell's trying to challenge that there was near fall points there. And the refs will be looking it over. After that escape point, Bellis leads 4-3. But if there's near fall, the lead will quickly change. minute and 20 remaining in this second period before the stoppage. And after further review, the call on the mat stands, and there will be no near fall, and it will start back in neutral. Starts back out again, minute 15 remaining. Heel going for a takedown attempt, but Bellis sprawls. Now in the tie-up. Bellis trying to fight for some underhook and wrist control. Heel, deep in a single. And Bellis on his back, trying to defend. And Bellis reverses himself. Bellis gets a reversal after being taken down, and it's 6-6. Bellis is a little too high, but he fixes it. Bellis, 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Bellis trying to get his near fall himself. And another reversal. Bellis being careless. Now 8-6, Logan Heel has the lead. 15 seconds remaining. With 5 seconds remaining in this second period. And that'll stop the second period. It was reversal after reversal after reversal for that, the end of that the second period. But Logan Heel leads by 2, and the score is 8-6. Bellis will start on bottom. Bellis trying to get up. Trying to break that tie. Trying to break those hands, and he gets that escape. Both hand fighting. Bellis goes for his own feints. Heel goes for a takedown. Bellis tries to circle around. Use that front headlock. And Heel after the shot attempt. Bellis sprawls with that front headlock, but he lets it go. Bellis goes for a shot of his own. Defends it. Heel goes for his own shot. Bellis also defends it. Bellis has 2 underhooks in, trying to circle around. Minute remaining in this last period. Bellis down by 1. Needs to make something happen. Bellis sprawls the takedown. Bellis sprawls, trying to circle around. Has that front headlock. He keeps letting go and being careless. This is frustrating even for me. 30 seconds remaining. Bellis has that leg, trying to finish. He's close. And 3 takedown. And Chad Bellis' last match will end in a defeat, 11-7. I want to be nice, I want to, but Chad Bellis lost, and that's his fault. He was the better wrestler here. Bellis was the better wrestler, but he was careless in multiple positions, trying to get the pin, but being extremely careless, and that brings the loss upon himself. I hate to be a little harsh, but he lost a battle against himself. And now we'll go to Aldo Hernandez, who desperately needs at least a decision win here. But Aldo Hernandez will be going against number 23 ranked Shannon Hanna. And Aldo Hernandez will try to get a decision to tie up the team score and hopeful for a tie. Or trying to work for a major decision, a tech fall. The match starts. Both being extremely low. Shannon Hanna trying to go for a shot attempt. Aldo snuffs it. Aldo staying low. Aldo trying to go for a takedown attempt, but Hanna snubs and circles around. Both in the tie up here. Both trying to see what they have going for each other. They go to the center of the mat after almost going out of bounds. Hanna goes for some hand fighting. Aldo goes in that tie up. Aldo in that tie up. Hanna goes for that ankle pick and he'll get it. That's 3 for Hanna. Aldo gets that escape point. A minute remaining in this first period. Aldo hand fighting, trying to circle around, looking for a shot. Hanna goes for a shot attempt. Aldo sprawls. The whole stadium rooting for Aldo. Aldo trying to circle around after a takedown attempt by Hanna. And that's the end of the first period, and it'll be 3-1. Aldo's down by 2. Not much action happening here. But many shot attempts by Aldo and great takedown defense by Hanna. Aldo will start on top. Hanna tries to get up and break that tie. Aldo tries to bring him back down to the mat, but he can't. Hanna gets that escape point, making it 4-1. Both wrestlers on all fours being low. Aldo grabbing the single leg, trying to finish it. Tries to take him down, but he lets the leg go. He lets it go. He lets the leg go, and I don't know why. I don't know. Why did he let that leg go? I'm so confused. I am going through it right now. He was deep in a takedown. He was a trip away from getting it,
and he lets it go to try to work something else. And that something else, I don't know what it was. The score is still 4-1, 40 seconds remaining in this second period. Aldo trying to work that inside head control, but they separate. "25 seconds remaining in the second period. Both in the tie-up, having short time. And that's the end of the second period. Aldo still down 4-1, being extremely close to a takedown, but for some reason letting the leg go and just stopping himself chances of winning closer. Aldo will start on bottom and hopes for an escape point or a reversal. Aldo sits out, trying to break that hand tie, trying to escape. They go out of bounds. And they'll start back again in the middle. And there has been a stoppage on the mat of some kind. Aldo starts on bottom. Aldo trying to sit out, break out those hands. And Hannah will bring him back down to the mat. Aldo being relentless and hopes for an escape point. App State coach is trying to justify a stalling call here, and so is Aldo. They'll start back up again. 1:20 remaining. Aldo's trying to sit out, break up those hands. Hannah returns Aldo back down to the mat. Aldo trying to break open those hands, and he gets that escape point, making it 4-2. Aldo goes back to hand fighting in the clinch. John Mark Bentley going to Aldo, trying to make something happen. Aldo tries to go for a shot attempt. And Aldo gets taken down in the last minute, and they go out of bounds. And we'll start back in the middle. Aldo on bottom again. Now 7-2, Aldo down by 5. Aldo sits out, trying to break out those hands. Aldo trying to break open those hands, and he gets it. That's an escape point. 20 seconds remaining. And Aldo gets another takedown on him, but the refs don't give it to him. And that'll be the end of the match. And Chad Bellis and Aldo Hernandez both making significant mistakes to lose themselves a match. And Aldo lost So that means Campbell will win this duel in a total score of 21-15. And both teams are now 7-1 in the SoCon. But since Campbell now has that win against App, I'm sure App has now lost their first in the SoCon seed. All right. Now let's look over this travesty of what we called a wrestling match. Started out strong, did well, we had the lead, but then Chad Bellis lost a match against himself. He was the better wrestler there against Logan Heel, but Logan Heel got the better of him. And Aldo Hernandez getting multiple takedowns. Both had 2 takedowns very deep in the leg, but for some reason lets it go. And I'm going to be honest, that takedown that he let go, that might have cost him that match. He could have finished it. I still don't know why he let that leg go. I am extremely frustrated. This was extremely poor wrestling from a lot of the Mountaineers today. They need to get their stuff together before they go to the SoCons, because if they wrestle like they did tonight, you can wish a back-to-back SoCon championship a goodbye. But knowing Coach John Mark Bentley, he's gonna yell at these guys and get their mistakes fixed up. If something App State is good at, it's bouncing back from tough losses. So I'm sure that many of the wrestlers that have lost tonight will bounce back in the future, whether that's in the SoCons, whether that's in the SoCon championships, or that's next season. But extremely disappointing end here. App State had the lead 15-12, but then lost 3 straight matches to end it there. But that is the last home wrestling duel of the season before the SoCon championships. And the total team score will end 21-15 after Campbell gets 3 straight wins from 125 through 141 to get the win. But thank you so much for supporting the live stream and everything WASU does. But this will be the last WASU stream of wrestling this wrestling season, but I'm proud to have covered it. I am great Dane Maggard here signing off as play-by-play in the last home match of the season. I'll see you guys next wrestling season, as next year should be